Welcome to another installment of the 90-Day Sales Breakthrough Broker Podcast. My name is Dr. Bruce, and every single week, I try to come into your life and add value to you as a quote-unquote solopreneur. It falls solely on you to do your sales, your service, your marketing, and all of this is a mindset. And this week's topic is a timely one because I know a lot of you are going through some challenging times, right? Like the housing and banking industries are challenging, inventory's low, there's a lot of things that are going on that are out of your control. And one of the things that I have really focused on for my own business is a concept by Jim Drucker called the purpose of any business is to create a customer. A lot of us get caught up in the trap of all these different activities that are kind of low value activities or maybe more operational. And the purpose of any business is to create a new customer. So what are you doing every single day to go out there and generate new revenue and get potential new business? Welcome to another edition of our Solopreneur Movement podcast. And this week I want to focus on the main thing is to keep the main thing the main thing. And the main thing is to go out there and create new customers or retain the current customers that you have depending on the business that you're in. One of my favorite quotes by one of the legends in the industry when it comes to business coaching is by Jim Drucker. And Jim Drucker says this: the purpose of any business is to create a customer. And one of the things that I've been really focused on in my own business, there's a book called Profit First, and I'm going to do another session on this next week. But Profit First really is like when you look at your business, you got to stay focused on profit, right? Like without income, without revenue, you don't have a business, you have a hobby, right? A very expensive hobby that takes a lot of time and a lot of energy. And so when we really focus on the purpose of any business is to go out there and create a customer, I think about you as a solopreneur. I think about myself as a solopreneur. I think about all the people that I coach. And guys, to be frank with you, if you follow me around all day, every day, I can guarantee there are things that you would say, oh my gosh, why are you doing that, right? Like this is busy work, or this stuff is stuff that you could outsource, or these are distractions, or whatever it might be. Just like if I were to follow around all of my coaching clients, it's the same way. And so when we really break this down, I do everything like 80-20 rule. You know, at the end of the day, ideally, we would spend 80% of our time on high value activities. High value activities are things that are getting you paid. Unfortunately, for most of us, we're spending more like 20%, if not less, on going out there and creating new customers. So I really want you just to kind of really let that sink in, let that synthesize and do a deep dive into the purpose of any business is to create a customer. You know, like for instance, I think most of us, ideally, we would work 30 to 40 hours a week. That's actually a study that I was reading up in preparation for this topic, right? But for most of us as entrepreneurs, we work more like 50 to even 60 hours a week. And at the end of the day, there's just so many things that we could probably cut out, eliminate, reduce. Because the more that you grow or the longer that you're in business, I really do feel like you just forget about like the purpose of your business. Like if you could really focus on essentialism, which is how, like, am I calling on new clients? Am I following up? Am I calling on prospects, right? Now listen, guys, there are certain marketing things that you do to become more attractive out there in the world or in, you know, like in your space, just like this podcast, right? Like I love to add value to you. I hope that you're getting value from this podcast. But at the end of the day, I have to take time out of my day. I have to get all dressed up, right? I got to dab on the little makeup and make sure my forehead isn't blasting, right? I got to make sure I look good on the camera. I got to come up with the content, right? There's a lot of energy that goes into creating a podcast. Hence why 99% of podcasts don't make it past 10 episodes. That's an actual stat that is out there, okay? But I do this because it's a commitment. And so when you really break down, like these are like there's essentials, there are must-haves and nice-to-haves in your business. Unfortunately, the must-haves, such as calling prospective clients, calling on your current clients, calling on past clients, asking for the business, handling objections, like to me, those are the must-have essentials. But for a lot of us, we don't spend the majority of our time in those areas. So just remember, like when you're really sitting down and going through your day-to-day, I would coach you to really journal. Every single day, your working hours are for work, okay? So from 8 to 4 o'clock, let's just say those are the hours that you would like to work. You know, 8 hours a day over 5 days a week, that gets you to that 40 hours a week number. And that's to say that you're not doing anything on Saturdays and Sundays, which we all know that is not true, because most of us are working typically 4 to 8 hours on Saturday and on Sunday as well. But let's just say that was, okay, my working hours are for working 8 to 4 o'clock. Guys, your non-negotiable really needs to be for 60 minutes. No matter what, you're going out there and you're doing that proactive prospecting, right? Maybe you're attending outside events. Like if you really just start to break down your day-to-day business, I can promise you we're spending a lot of time on non-money generating activities, right? We call those either low value activities or operational tasks. Low value activities, LVAs, to me, is when you're doing you're distracted. You're doing things that are not getting you paid, right? You're checking the message boards. You're on social media, dinking around, not really being intentional during your time on social media. You're watching the Instagram videos that are really not helping you grow. You're watching the TikTok videos, right? You're watching whatever it might be. You get distracted with water cooler talk. You get on the phone with a couple of your best friends, and next thing you know, it's 45 minutes later. You're on group text. Right? Like at the end of the day, if I'm your performance coach, and again, I'm guilty of this as well. Hence, a lot of times I coach my own self when it comes to this stuff. But if I were to actually just sit down with you and say, okay, how much time are you actually spending on money generating activity, on high value activities, right? Just like one of the things that we ask for our people to do is have a weekly vision board in place before Monday at 8 a.m. You should already have your week mapped out, 80% of it. You should already know who you want to talk to on Monday, on Tuesday, on Wednesday, on Thursday, on Friday. Maybe some of you follow the theme days that we recommend that you follow, where you're calling on, there's a certain day you're calling on your referral partners. There's a certain day you're calling on your current clients. There's a certain day that you're calling on your past clients. There's a certain day that you're calling on your connectors. There's a certain day that you're calling on really everybody else within that process, okay? But guys, it comes back to this. The purpose of any business is to create a new customer. There is a lot of busy work. There's a lot of firefighting. There's a lot of things that are not getting you paid. There's a lot of distractions that you do. There's a lot of operational things that you're doing, right? So don't confuse low value activities with operational, right? Low value activity really is when from 8 to 4 o'clock, any time that you're spending on hobbies or interests that are really not tied to your business, right? So this is where now more than ever, I feel like, we need coaching like this. Coming out of COVID where, we didn't have standard hours, we're working from home, there's distractions. I feel like a lot of people have gotten into a lot of bad habits and behaviors, okay? And I feel like people that the longer you get into the business, the more distracted that you get easily, right? The less disciplined that you are. And that's just the brutal truth of it. Just like last week we did, discipline leads to consistency, and consistency is undefeated. Consistency is king in any business, okay? So the purpose of your business, to create new customers. You need to have time on your schedule every single day blocked off on how you're developing or creating new clients, okay? Again, whether that's actually proactively prospecting for an hour a day, or whether that is, you attending outside events that you feel like, hey, these are great networking opportunities, whether that's you hosting your own events, whether that's you doing marketing things that are, making you more attractive. But guys, at the end of the day, there's a lot of marketing things that we do, myself included, that we like. It's hard to have the ROI on it, actually, okay? So a lot of times, like a return on objective is, okay, I want to be more attractive to my clients, therefore I should do videos, or I should write articles, or whatever it might be. But at the end of the day, the biggest thing that we can all do, here's my phone right here, right, is pick up the phone and engage with people. Engage with our current clients, engage with our past clients, engage with our referral partners. But at the end, like it's just amazing to me if I sat down with people like on a day-to-day and I was like, how much time are you actually engaging with your active database? How much time are you actively going out there and generating new lead generation opportunities? The answer is probably less than 20%, all right? So this is just a hard conversation. I always tell people great coaches will do 3 things for us. They'll make us have conversations we don't want to have, make us do things we don't want to do, but help us become something we never thought we could become on our own. So this is just that push for you to really sit down on a day-to-day basis when you're like, I'm going to block up today and I'm work on this operational thing. I'm going to work on this project. I'm going to work on this marketing thing. The purpose of any business is to create a customer. Every single day, you should be engaging with other people. That is my personal opinion for you as your coach. So as always, if you are interested in coaching, we have our software, our 90-day sales manager software that will help you hold yourself accountable to a selling system and to really organize your database and do the activities that we're asking you to do, both sales and marketing wise. You can also hire a one-to-one accountability coach that is certified in your industry and your area. Otherwise, we have our quarterly boot camps that come up. Okay, so every single January, July, I think I skipped a month there, right? January, April, July, and October, we have new quarterly coaching bootcamp groups for you based on your industry as well. So as always, keep going out there as a solopreneur. Guys, I know it's required a lot of you, right? A lot of you are in challenging markets right now. A lot of you are really trying to figure out, oh my gosh, where's that next paycheck coming in from? Where's that next deal coming in from? That's why now more than ever, the purpose of any business is to create new customers. The purpose of your business is to every single day engage in high value activities and try to reduce and eliminate the outside distractions, the things that are not getting you paid, those low value activities. And then also just understanding like, hey, listen, I know that these operational things are important for you and your business. However, for most of us, that stuff will just get done on its own. So stop sacrificing the most important things that you should be doing, which is creating new customers for your business.